the 16 strongest gymnasts from the qualification round, which was a typical all-around competition, have now been drawn into two-person brackets where they will face off against one another. Two go in, only one comes out and goes through to the next round. In this first round, the round of 16, they're going to compete with either the hoop or the ball. Two gymnasts in each heat again, and the one with the highest score advances to move on. And in this way, we will work our way through the four rhythmic handheld apparatus. The first round, the round of 16, and the quarterfinals are going to be devoted to head-to-heads with the hoop or with the ball. Now, after that, the four semifinalists will all perform with the clubs, again, in heats of two gymnasts versus two gymnasts, and the last two will compete with the ribbon. And it's this beautiful but often very tricky apparatus that will determine who finally stands alone as the European Cup champion. It's a world-class competition, and we have among the best in the world contending for this title. The Olympic bronze medalist Sofia Raffaelli of Italy is here, as is Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, who competed at last summer's Olympic Games but was still very new at that competition here in 2025, and particularly here in Baku and at the World Cups before this. She has been having an incredible breakout season. And we can't forget that with this competition, the format changes the strategy a bit for some gymnasts, and it might actually help some of the competitors who are particularly good at hoop or ball advance through the early rounds. Somebody like Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary comes to mind. She has a world medal with the hoop, and she's also very good with the ball. Also, we shouldn't forget Daniela Munitz of Israel, the reigning European champion with the clubs, but somebody who also has been known to deliver an incredible, really good routine with the ball. And speaking of the European Championships, today marks exactly 1 month to go before we begin in Tallinn in Estonia, and the excitement for that event is building and building. Many of the gymnasts here have chosen this event specifically as a kind of warm-up for the European Championships. There will be no more World Cups before the event in Tallinn next month. We will be beginning the competition in just a few moments, but it leaves us the opportunity to admire this absolutely gorgeous facility, the National Gymnastics Arena in Baku, just perched at the edge of the city center. It was built in 2015 for the European Games, which were also held in Baku, and it is one of the few buildings in the world, absolutely state-of-the-art for gymnastics, that was designed with gymnasts and particularly rhythmic gymnasts in mind. The ceilings in here are very high, and anybody who has watched rhythmic gymnastics, well, you know very well that part of this is about throwing and catching, and particularly high throws, and the risk that comes with catching the apparatus as best you can from that. So here is the beginning of the round of 16. We will see Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine taking on Kamila Sayezadeh of Azerbaijan, the sole entrant from Azerbaijan in this individual round of 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the all-round cross battle of the European Cup in rhythmic gymnastics. And please welcome the gymnast in the blue side, Onofrichuk Taisha, Ukraine. In the red side, Sayezadeh Kamila, Azerbaijan.
We promised a face-off, and a face-off it shall be. On the left, Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. On the right, representing the red side, Kamila Sayezadeh of Azerbaijan.
Next gymnast.
Onofrichuk turning 17 this month. Camila Saidzadeh, she is 18. This is her first international final.
On the right side, Malinova, Dara, Bulgaria.
And here is a very intriguing matchup. Representing Israel on the left, Daniela Muniz. And Dara Malinova, one of the stars of the Junior European Championships last season.
Raffaele, Sofia, Italy. And in the red side,
one of the most anticipated routines of this final will come from Sofia Raffaele. She's had kind of a lopsided competition here. Her first opponent, Valeria Valasevets, representing Estonia.
Next gymnast. In the blue side, Piknici Fanny, Hungary. And in the red side, Shaliova Alexandra, Bulgaria.
Two-time Olympian Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary, highly experienced, taking on a new generation gymnast in Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria. 15 years old, born in Ukraine, made her international debut at the Sofia Cup this spring.
And in the red side, Verdes Andrea, Romania.
This is the first of two national head-to-heads that we will see in this round of 16. Amalia Lika, one of the stars of the Junior European Championships. And isn't that a nice moment with her older teammate, Andrea Verdes. Verdes, a super strong competitor, particularly when the chips are against her.
And in the red side, Wester, Hanna, Panda, Hungary.
Representing Ukraine on the left, Polina Karika. And she will face off against Hanna Wiesner of Hungary, a 19-year-old against a 20-year-old. Both of them comparative in the international experience and accolades that they have received.
And in the red side, Nesterova, Michelle, Uzbekistan.
And here is the other national head-to-head, Lola Jureva of Uzbekistan on the left, going against Michelle Nestorova of Uzbekistan on the right. Both of them 15 years old, both of them very, very good with the ball.
And in the red side, Rona, Lian, Israel.
And finally, we will have Tara Dragas of Italy. She is on the left, representing the blue, facing off against Lian Rona, very exciting new international competitor from Israel, somebody who competed at the Junior World Championships very well in 2023.
Dear friends, now we will witness the spectacular performance of the individual gymnasts who have qualified for the 1/8
We will begin the competition with Taisha Onofrichuk and Camila Saidzadeh.
Let the show begin. Please welcome.
And moving down the order, Amalia Lika versus Andrea Verdes, and Tara Dragas and Lian Rona finishing things off. And again, it is not so much in this competition about doing the best ever routine. It's just doing a little bit better than your opponent. Here is Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, and this routine is a thriller.
at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood.
Finishing with a flourish, Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. And that's going to set a very high standard for her competitor in this round, Kamila Sayedzadeh of Azerbaijan. It is hard to believe, looking at Taisha Onofrichuk, that she is so young. She will be celebrating her 17th birthday this month. And here in Baku, she has won gold not only with the hoop in the individual final, but with the clubs and the ribbon, in addition to taking a bronze medal with the ball. So one can imagine that she could contend for this overall title as well. She's certainly been building towards it, not just all week here, but really all year. In the 5 international competitions that she has taken part in this year, she has won the all-around competition in 4 of them. But again, this format means that if you make a mistake, you could be beaten. Still, very, very nice work. And now to the 16th best qualifier, Kamila Sayedzadeh, the 18-year-old. This is her first major international final, but she does have a very fair amount of World Cup experience dating back to 2023.
What do you want from me? Why won't you run from me? What are you going to me? What do you know? Why aren't you sweet with me? Why do you change for me? When we go far, where do you go? When we all fall asleep, where do you go?
Kamila Sayedzadeh of Azerbaijan performing to a mix of Billie Eilish music. Clearly, in this exercise, there were 2 moments where she did make evident errors. The loss of the apparatus early on, and then later on, a trajectory where you really saw her shuffle into place to make sure she was under the hoop in order to make the catch. Let's have a look back at some of her work. So much of rhythmic gymnastics revolves around controlled throws and catches. One thing to look for is whether the catches are unsighted, whether the gymnast is doing something when she makes the catch, whether the catch is made with the hands or not, and of course the risk that one takes in trying to make the catch more complicated is that they can lose control of the apparatus. The apparatus going out of bounds there as well, that will be a penalty of 0.3 of a point. Nevertheless, promising work from Sayedzadeh. Little cabriole, and she's into the turning leaps. Decent amplitude on those. And there's the trajectory error. You see her really have to move quite quickly and really stretch in order to get the hoop. But she does a nice job of preventing a bigger deduction and another loss of the apparatus. So moving on, Taisha Ono-Frichuk, another fantastic score, 29.15 compared to 23 for Camila Saidzadeh. And so Ono-Frichuk will move on to perform in the quarterfinals. We have our first quarterfinalist. Saidzadeh is eliminated.
The winner of the first battle, Ukraine, Onafichuk Taisia.
It's just another solid start for the young Ukrainian who has been on fire so far this season. She's kept two of the routines that she had in 2024 with the hoop that we just saw, the thriller routine, and also with the ribbon. And it is spectacular with the ribbon as well. Moving on to the next competitor. Representing Israel, this is Daniela Munitz with the hoop.
Eleanor Rigby picks up the rise in a church when a wild thing is big. Lives in a dream, all the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Fallon Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near, look at him working, turning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does it care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Looking on the lonely people. Looking on the lonely people. Looking on the lonely people. Looking on the lonely people.
There is difficulty to spare in that routine from Daniela Munitz of Israel, as there is in all of her performances. Difficulty really is her calling card. She's somebody who demonstrated, even as a junior competitor, that she was able to handle a lot of really intricate work. And as we look back at this replay, take a look at the hoop. It just never stops moving, and neither does she. She is hardly through one body difficulty or apparatus difficulty, and she's just into the next one. Good turning leaps.
Please welcome Malina Vadara, Bulgaria.
And 4 of them, in addition to turning the hoop. And from Daniela Munitz, we move to her competitor in this head-to-head, 16-year-old Dara Malinova of Sofia, the all-around silver medalist at the Junior European Championships last year. She's now a senior, and this is a big stage.
This is a man. Well, this is a man's world. But it would be nothing. About a woman or a girl. L'uomo rincorre il potere, ma lui non sa. Nei grandi limiti ad essere come si potrà. Nel palmo stringere un'idea che non vive, che nella sua fantasia vorrei, se non si accorge che poi non ha più senso per si vive solo per sé.
Brilliant risk to finish that routine for Dara Malinova. The 16-year-old was fourth with the hoop at the European Junior Championships in Budapest last year. And there's a real sense of classical ballet training that really shows itself throughout her work. She has lovely extension and toe point. Very good split position on the balance. The idea is to hit 180 degrees if possible. A little illusion to cabriole. And then this sequence of fouette pivots was just fantastic. Note how her anchor leg is just planted into the carpet. Gymnasts are allowed to do up to 10 pivots, and that counts as only a single piece of difficulty. And one of her biggest throws was really saved right until the end of the routine. Very daring work from Dara Malinova. She is a competitor to watch. Whether or not she advances past Daniela Muniz here, we have a lot to look forward to from her potentially. And so the verdict, it's very close, but it is Daniela Muniz who will move on. 28.2 for the young Israeli versus 28.05 for Dara Malinova. And so our second semifinalist, or quarterfinalist even, is Daniela Muniz of Israel.
Please welcome Raffaele.
And as we mentioned before, Daniela Muniz, very, very capable with the ball. To a very familiar face, an undisputed star on the world and Olympic stage, the Paris 2024 bronze medalist, Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. She had problems with this routine in the qualification, but it was the only place where she showed any deviation from her normal standard.
Tu sei una cosa grande per me, una cosa che mi fa innamorare, una cosa che se tu guarda me, mi innamora così, guarda a te. Dillo che mi vuoi bene, conmigo, voglio bene a te. Vorrei sapere una cosa da te, perché quando ti guarda così, sicuro tu ti senti morire, non mi dice e non mi fai capire, ma perché così
There are some gymnasts who can elevate rhythmic to theater. Sofia Raffaelli of Italy is clearly one of those. The difficulty is very high, but it is the expression, the artistry, the sense of a developing story that you remember, that you take away from each one of her performances. Fantastic musicality. This was one of her dynamic elements with rotation, the forward rolls under the hoop.
Please welcome.
She goes right into a front scale pivot. All very nice. Her score in the qualification, just 24.55. It was her lowest of the four. This is bound to be much better than that. to the reigning Estonian national champion in the all-around as well as with the clubs and ribbon. From Tartu, this is 16-year-old Valeria Valasevets.
Siamo i soli svegli in tutto l'universo e non conosco ancora bene il tuo deserto. Forse in un posto del mio cuore dove il sole è sempre spento, dove a volte ti perdo, ma se voglio ti prendo. Siamo un libro sul pavimento in una casa vuota che sembra la nostra. Il caffè con limone contro l'engobre sembri una foto mossa. E ci siamo fottuti ancora una notte fuori un locale. E meno male. Se questa è l'ultima canzone poi la luna esploderà. Sarò lì a dirti che sbagli, ti sbagli, lo sai, qui non arriva la musica. E tu lo so che tu non dormi, spegni la luce anche se non ti va. Restiamo al buio a volte solo al suono della voce, al di là della foglia che balla in tutte le cose. Tu vita guarda che disordine. Se questa è l'ultima canzone, tu non dormi, dormi, dormi, dormi, dormi mai, che giri fanno 2 vite.
She's an athlete with great potential, just beginning to come into her own. Valeria Valasevets of Estonia made her European Championship debut last year, had her best results with the hoop as well as with the ribbon, and has been warming up for the European Championship this year with the World Cup in Sofia, where she competed quite well. And she has recently become the national champion in Estonia. Wonderful moment for her. And there's the idea that she is just getting started. This work is very promising, and she'll get another showcase potentially in just a month's time. We are 1 month to the day from the beginning of the European Championships in rhythmic gymnastics in Tallinn. It's the first time that Estonia will host the European Championships in rhythmic, but it is certainly no stranger to hosting large competitions. The Miss Valentine Rhythmic International happens in February every year, and it draws top talent from around the world. It takes place in Valeria Valasevets' hometown, Tartu. Well, it is not easy going up against an Olympic medalist. And indeed, it is Sofia Raffaelli who carries away this one. 29.2 for her versus 26.2 for Valeria Valasevets. And so, Sofia Raffaelli joins the quarterfinalists Taisha Onofrichuk and Daniela Muniz. And we move on to the fourth battle in this round of 16. It will be Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary facing off against Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria. Fanny Pignitsky, the world bronze medalist with this apparatus in 2023, has had some difficulties with hoop and ball in recent competitions, however. This will be interesting.
I got into a car. I already knew I was born to race.
Some very nice work in this new hoop routine from Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary. But of course, there was the momentary loss of the apparatus. It's not as dramatic a deduction as some that we have seen already and might see later on, because the apparatus did not go out of bounds. She did not have to use the replacement apparatus. And so even though there was a drop, it will be less of a deduction than if she had had to go and chase it, really. And that deduction will depend, of course, on how many steps she had to take to retrieve it, which wasn't many. Over the years, she's really honed her skills, both in terms of artistic presentation, but also the balances, the pivots, the throws, everything very clean, apart from the one error. But what that error does present is an interesting opportunity for this young woman. Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria was 7th with the hoop in the qualification. So this is a big moment for this 15-year-old gymnast. She could potentially eliminate a 2-time Olympian. We have not seen much from Alexandra Shalueva on the international scene as yet. This is the biggest stage she has ever performed on, and that was quite an opening routine. She finished in the top 8 on all apparatus at the Sofia Cup this spring, but she has yet to make her World Cup debut. You do wonder if that was a small error, but if it was, the deduction will be very minimal. For the most part, she kept the hoop firmly under her control. And the basics very good as well. Things like toe point, pre-acrobatic elements, like the one-armed front walkover, all blend in very well. There is perhaps a bit of maturing to be done in terms of the artistic component, making sure the movements are completely in harmony with the music, body expression, the facial expression, that sort of thing. But the components are all there. This is going to be very intriguing. And it is Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria winning against Fanny Pignitsky, 27.3 to 26.5. What a moment for this 15-year-old Bulgarian.
The winner of the fourth battle is
Half of the field in the quarterfinals has now been determined. We will have Alexandra Shalueva, Sofia Raffaeli, Daniela Muniz, and Taisha Onofrichuk. And the other 4 are still to come. The potential quarterfinalists, there are 8 of them. Representing Romania, Amalia Lika and Andreea Verdes. From Uzbekistan, Lola Jureva and Michelle Nistorova, as well as Polina Karika of Ukraine and Hanna Wiesner of Hungary, and Tara Dragas of Italy and Liane Rona of Israel. We will begin with the Romanian head-to-head. Here is Amalia Lika performing with the ball. It's a really playful, fun routine with the ball. This from Amalia Lika of Romania. She is a week away from her 16th birthday, and she is, without question, the great hope of Romanian rhythmic gymnastics. She won 3 apparatus at the European Junior Championships last year in Budapest, but not this one. The ball was the only one that she did not have a gold medal in. Wonderful touches in this routine, the side scale pivot that we just saw. It's very Egyptian, Middle Eastern flavor to the choreography that she carries off really well. Occasionally, her handling of the ball leaves a little something to be desired, but she was very careful in the tosses and catches in this exercise. Her teammate now and her competitor is 24-year-old Andreea Verdes of Romania. 10th all around at the European Championships in 2020. Every time you think you know Andrea Verdes. She reinvents herself and surprises you. What a wonderful first display with the ball from the 24-year-old Romanian. She won the silver medal in the team competition with Amalia Lica at the Bosphorus Cup in Istanbul this spring. And this is her first real individual endeavor of the year. And there have been indications that she had something special in store. Her coach recently posted her new routines on Instagram with the hashtags passion and long run. So that tells you a little something about where her mind is very early in this new Olympic cycle. The flamenco style suits her very well. With the ball, Verdes had a 26.1 in qualification. Lica had only 25.35. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Verdes can dispatch her younger teammate in this head-to-head. She has certainly given it all that she's got. All of these rolls of the ball over 2 or more body segments, they might look pretty easy, but they gain her a good amount of difficulty. Actually, 0.3 in difficulty, each one of them. And that one as well, combined with the front walkover. Very nice dynamic balance. Again, no real question about the split position. And that's a great example of an unsighted catch, something that gets her more difficulty than a typical catch would, simply because she is not able to see it. And it was close indeed, but indeed it is Andrea Verdes over Amalia Lica, 26.45 for the 24-year-old, 25.9 for Amalia Lica. Verdes has qualified for the quarterfinal.
Please welcome Karika Polina, Ukraine.
Well, we are just getting into the close-fought finals potentially in this round of 16, the head-to-heads. Here is Polina Karika of Ukraine, third strongest in the all-around in qualification. This was very good indeed, 26.75 with the ball.
Guido per il mare luce e tira forte il vento su una vecchia terrazza davanti al golfo di Sorrento. Un uomo abbraccia una ragazza dopo che aveva pianto, poi si schiarisce la voce e ricomincia il canto. Te voglio bene assai, ma tanto bene sai, è una catena ormai che scioglie il sangue di te bene sai. Te voglio
Don't count her out. Paulina Karika is very well suited to this type of competition, and she could go a long ways indeed. Karika is 19 now. She'll be 20 next month. Has already competed on the European and world stage as an individual and done very well. She's made a name for herself with her elegance, almost always competing with a silver ball as well. There's the eponymous Raffaelli turn, pioneered by Sofia Raffaelli, and it has spread around the world like wildfire. It's a pivot that so many international gymnasts are using now. Her opponent in this round, Hanna Wiesner of Hungary, the 20-year-old from Budapest, in the top 25 in the all-around at the last World Championships. 25.7, her score on ball in the qualification.
Took my chances, went the distance, will to survive. And he's watching us all with the eye.
Hanna Wiesner of Hungary performing with the ball. It was so nearly brilliant. There's great fluidity to her work, absolutely razor sharp split positions. Just the momentary loss of the ball, much like we saw from her teammate Fanny Pignitsky with the hoop just a few moments ago. Interestingly, she gets through most of the difficulty very well. Lovely high throw of the ball, perfectly caught there and into the balance. Then look at that gorgeous 180-degree position, shifting slightly. But like the deduction that we saw from Pignitsky, it's not going to be terribly dramatic because she didn't have to use the replacement, didn't have to go out of bounds. But nonetheless, that could tip the scales in favor of Paulina Karika. Still, so much to admire in the work of Hanna Wiesner. There's her variation of the Raffaelli turn, the side scale with bent leg pivot. Scores coming in. And no surprise, this one is taken by Paulina Karika of Ukraine, 27.55, 25.15. Really, Hanna Wiesner absorbing the deduction for that momentary loss of the ball, but Paulina Karika will be the gymnast to move on.
Please welcome Juraeva Lola, Uzbekistan.
To the battle of the two Uzbek gymnasts. Both of them very young, both of them just 15, in fact. But both of them highly accomplished for such young ages. Hailing from Tashkent, this is Lola Jurieva, the silver medalist with the ball here in Baku. What potential! Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan. Remember this name. She showed within the first 3 seconds of the routine that she is potentially a serious international contender. That front scale pivot that she demonstrated right off the bat, there it is. It is magnificent, and it just went on forever. It's a show-stopping way to begin a performance, and the rest of it very steady, very solid. She doesn't seem fazed by being on this stage at this level of competition. Looks really well prepared. And there is the ring position that we see quite often from her teammate Takmina Ikramova. And she does it very well too. Thoroughly enjoyable work throughout.
Uzbekistan.
And now to her teammate. Also 15, also from Tashkent. This is Michelle Nestorova. She was 6th with the ball here. This is a routine with ice.
Alright, stop, collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage and watch it jump like a candle. out of here. Word to your mother.
Oh, just at the end. Difficulties in the final seconds of the routine for Michelle Nestorova, and that may well cost her the chance to move on in this cross battle with her teammate Lola Jureva. But one thing that we can all agree on probably is that the future for Uzbekistani rhythmic gymnastics is very bright indeed. And seeing these two performances back to back, it just shows you what a variety of styles it is possible to present with the ball, and indeed throughout all of rhythmic gymnastics. Michelle Nestorova has already had numerous accolades on the international stage. She won her first big competition, actually, when she was just 9 years old, marked herself out as a potential future elite contender. And indeed, that is what we are seeing come to fruition here. She actually had the silver medal with the ribbon at the Junior Asian Championships last year and was the Junior World Championships bronze medalist with the same apparatus in 2023 in Romania. The quarterfinals field is rounding into shape, and we are going to add Lola Jureva to that number of gymnasts, 7 of them now. 26.8 for Jureva, 24.25 for Nestorova after those difficulties at the very end of her ball routine. There is just one cross battle left in this round of 16. And it is potentially a very interesting one. Tara Dragas of Italy against Liane Rona of Israel, both of them performing with the ball. And of this, Dragas might have the advantage, but we will see. She was the higher scorer, finishing 4th with the ball in the preliminary. 27.25 was the number there.
Od svih lepša Lela Jelena. Nit je sotka, nit je koštana. Sve bih dao kad bih saznao ko je moju Lelu krao. Pusto, pusto, pusto mi je sve. Nema, nema moje Jelene. Dođi, dođi, Lelo Jelena. Ti si moju mladost odnela. Ti si moju mladost odnela.
That's a strong opening performance from Tara Dragas of Italy, the 18-year-old. She comes from San Daniele de Friuli, which is actually the Italian center for production of prosciutto. It is near Trieste and the Croatian border. And she is somebody who could go very far. She won the silver medal, not with the ball here, but with the clubs and the ribbon. So that bodes well for her chances if she is able to get past Liane Rona, who will come up next. Lovely pivoting work, 2 of them in the opening moments of the routine. There's a real attention to detail in what she does. Chaîné turns, and then the unsighted catch moving into the illusion turn. Nice combination. And into her fouette pivots. Might want to take the front leg just a little higher and try to reach that 90-degree angle. And now, representing Israel, this is 17-year-old Liane Rona, the silver medalist with the hoop, but difficulties with the ball and the other apparatus here. But it's a new day and a new chance.
C'est à nouveau l'heure d'y aller. Ma solitude me rappelle. Elle est ma tendre fleur d'année. Elle me rappelle. J'y vais.
Well, we said it was a new day and a new chance, and she has risen to the opportunity. Liane Rona of Israel, a gymnast who has been getting very good exposure at World Cup events recently. She was 5th with the hoop at the World Cup in Sofia just several weeks ago, and 4th with the clubs at the Junior World Championships in 2023. That was the only apparatus she displayed there. She's not particularly known for her work with the ball yet, but after performances like this, she might well be. Beautiful extension, toe point, unique and interesting choreography, the shapes that she shows going through handstand. Very nice indeed. And she does a very good job of dressing up everything that she does. Little backwards illusion variation. And the body waves as well. It's all really nicely put together in this exercise. Artistry and technical mastery. And so, this could be something of a surprise. And it is. Liane Rona with a dramatic improvement over qualification, 28.25 to beat Tara Dragas, who scores 26.9. Very interesting indeed. And so Liane Rona moves ahead, and that means that we have established our 8 quarterfinals field. Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria, Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, Daniela Muniz of Israel, Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, Andrea Verdesh of Romania, Polina Karika of Ukraine, Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan, and Liane Rona of Israel. We will continue with the cross battles head-to-head format. The gymnasts who performed with the hoop in the first battle will now perform with the ball and vice versa. The gymnasts who did the ball, like Liane Rona just now, will move to the hoop. But in the meantime, a slight lull for some performances. Baku knows how to put on a show.
Söz otlandı saçlarım. Yine açtı coştu dalgalandı gözler. Bir bakış
koşullar beni alıştırdı. Gözüm sende, sözüm geride kaldı. Ne diyeyim ürek az kala dayandı. Var mı? Aktar gez dolan bütün bu dünyanın sevgi. Geldiğini bilenlerin olmalıdır ama menden sana bir balaca məsləhət var. Yüreğinde saklama sevgini. Aç danış mənə ne hissettiğini. Kara gecelere söyle, güneşin özüne söyle. Koy işitsin bütün dünya, sevdiğini söyle. Kara gecelere söyle, güneşin özüne söyle. Koy işitsin bütün dünya, sevdiğini söyle. Sözler bazen çaresizdir, çok acizdir sözler. Bazen manasızdır, kuru sestir hisler. Benim gözlerimden gizlenirdir. Yaxşı bak görebilərsən sevgimi. Gözlerimden oku duymak istediğini. İstesen görebilərsən sevgimi. Gözlerimden oku duymak istediğini. Kara gecelere söyle, güneşin özüne söyle. Koy işitsin bütün dünya, sevdiğini söyle. Kara gecelere söyle, güneşin özüne söyle. Koy işitsin bütün dünya, sevdiğini söyle. Kara gecelere söyle, güneşin özüne söyle. Koy işitsin bütün dünya, sevdiğini söyle. Kara gecelere söyle, güneşin özüne söyle. Koy işitsin bütün dünya, sevdiğini söyle. Sevdiğini söyle, bana sevdiğini söyle.
Çok sağ olun. Davama gelsin. Ben sizi eşitmirəm. Davama gelsin. Onda ise başlayaq.
First off, she's a lady. This is a lady's world. Man, she drive me crazy, dancing like a chicken girl. All eyes on Maria, no lies, she's a bomb. All minds, they all wanna see her, all wanna be the lucky one. Shake it up, baby girl. Oh, oh, yes, oh Maria. Turn around, bring it down, go slow. Hands up, Lord have mercy. Shake it up, baby girl. Oh, oh, yes, oh Maria. Ay, ay, ay, there she goes. Maria. Yes, oh Maria. Moves like Aphrodite, so high above the rest. Smooth like Cleopatra, an angel in a double dress. Her hips last emotion, her lips red like wine. She is the heart rotation, probably should mention she's a mine. Shake it up, baby girl. Oh, oh, yes, oh Maria. Turn around, bring it down, go slow. Hands up, Lord have mercy. Shake it up, baby girl. Oh, oh, yes, oh Maria. Ay, ay, ay, there there she goes, Maria.
Hey! Ha, ha, ha, hey!
Shake it up, baby girl. Oh, yes, oh Maria. Turn around, break it down, go slow. Hands up, Lord have mercy. Shake it up, baby girl. Oh, yes, oh Maria. Ay, ay, ay, there she goes. Maria. Maria, Maria. Yes, oh Maria. Maria, Maria.
Çok sağ olun. Muhteşemsiz. Teşekkürler Ruslar. Hörmətli dostlar, qarşılayın gimnastika hamı üzündən Golden Age komandası. Alqışlarınızla. Golden Age komandası 50 yaş üzəri idmançılar artıq öz yerlərini alırlar.
Live the life standing on my own. Cares inside, the mysteries unsolved. My heart in your hands, do you have what it takes? Hurricanes are roaming, but you take away the pain, healing all the scars and breaking chains. Get us in love. Senses going around. Get us in love. Senses going around. You better bust that if you gon' pull that. Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? Had that in the cut, where the wood at? Oh, the backing up, where the wolves at? You better bust that if you gon' pull that. Yo, yo, yo, yo, yo, yo, yo. Bitch don't know what it's gon' be. You with it like B, E to the M to the X. Last I heard that was happening with the same. I show no love. Thugs, empty out below the dome, most slugs. How you gonna explain
Even if we squash the beef, I ain't touching your hand. I don't with chumps. For those that been to jail, that's the cat with the Kool-Aid on his lips and pumps. I don't with that think they bras. Only know how to be one way, that's the dog. I know how to get down, know how to bite. Spark very little, but I know how to fight. I know how to chase a cat up in a tree. Man, I can't finish with me. She plays with a hood, with a hood, with a hood. Had that in the cut with a wood act. On it, stacking up with a wood act. You better bust that if you gon' pull that. With a hood, with a hood, with a hood act. Had that in the cut with a wood act. On it, stacking up with a wood act. You better bust that if you gon' pull that.
to the break of the day. Gimme a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Gimme a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness to the break of the day. Gimme a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Gimme a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness to the break of the day. Gimme a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Gimme a man after midnight. Take me through the darkness to the break of the day.
My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no power, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no fame, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. Want more and more, people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for, want more and more, people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for, free from desire, mind and senses purified,
Free from desire. Minik İlaç kamerası. Herkes eller havaya.
free from desire.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Go, go, go, go.
My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no power, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no fame, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. Want more and more, people just want more and more freedom and love. What he's looking for, more and more,
And then there were 8. We are in the midst of the cross battles final at the 2025 European Cup here in beautiful Baku, Azerbaijan. The National Gymnastics Stadium is ready. The spectators are on their feet, and competition will resume in just about 5 minutes' time. And if you are just joining the broadcast, we have a different sort of all-around final here at the European Cup. It's cross battles, where gymnasts have been drawn into brackets, the top 16 advancing after the preliminaries and going into one-on-one battles, single elimination format that will eventually bring us to the semifinals and finals, where just 2 gymnasts will each perform with the ribbon for the European Cup title. We have gotten through the round of 16, and so 8 remain. Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria, an enterprising 15-year-old, as well as Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, the Olympic bronze medalist, Daniela Muniz, the European champion with the clubs representing Israel, Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, somebody who has been on a tear this season already, Andreea Verdes of Romania, defeating her own teammate Amalia Lika to advance, Polina Karika of Ukraine, Lola Jurieva, the exciting 15-year-old from Uzbekistan, a brand new face on the international carpet, and Liane Rona, who came on so strongly with the ball after difficulties in the earlier rounds, in the preliminaries earlier this week here in Azerbaijan. So the first battle that we will see, Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine against Daniela Muniz of Israel. Both of them performed with the hoop in the round of 16. Both will now take to the ball. And that means that also with the ball, we'll have Sofia Raffaelli of Italy and Alexandra Shalueva. And a bit later on, Andreea Verdes, Polina Karika, Lola Jurieva, and Liane Rona all performing with the hoop. There's such a lively ambiance inside the National Gymnastics Arena. It's a fantastic venue, built for training, but also for holding training camps. There are even dormitories within this space where gymnasts can stay for short or long-term durations as they train. It's a magnificent warm-up hall as well, eating facilities, medical training, strength training as well. It's a complex absolutely devoted to excellence in gymnastics, and not just rhythmic gymnastics, but artistic, acrobatic as well. But our business now is the European Cup and the quarterfinals that are about to begin.
Aziz dostlar, İngilizler 4'te 1 final marifesine yükselmek gymnastları size takdim edeyim. Dear friends, please welcome the gymnasts qualified for quarterfinal cross battle.
The cross battles, the exciting new format of this European Cup. One gymnast against the other. And so we can't stress enough that this is a one-on-one competition. Gymnasts not necessarily striving to be the very best in these opening rounds, but just to be better than the gymnast who is facing them. With the ball, it will be Taisha Onofrichuk against Daniela Muniz. And the second cross battle that we will see also between Sofia Raffaelli of Italy facing off against Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria.
Thank you, and good luck, girls. Next gymnast.
They will perform with the ball.
Andrea, Romania, in the bull side.
Andrea Verdes of Romania, absolutely excellent earlier with the ball. She will be facing Polina Karika of Ukraine.
Thank you, and good luck. And last gymnast, in the bull side, Zhurayeva Lola, Uzbekistan.
There is the 15-year-old from Uzbekistan in the biggest competition of her life so far, Lola Jurieva. Her opponent here, Lian Rona of Israel. Also very young, but highly experienced for her age.
Let the show begin.
Let the show begin indeed. Things are about to get interesting, very interesting, here in Baku. 8 gymnasts remain, and this quarterfinal will draw those 8 gymnasts down to 4. So the competition begins to come to more and more of a fixed point. The diamond of the international season so far has been Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. She was magnificent with the hoop. Let's see what she can do with the ball. Dramatic new look with the ball from Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. 27.45 was her score with this apparatus in the preliminary. That was the lowest of her 4 pieces, but it was still good enough for the bronze medal. That bodes well for her chances here. The title of her music is Theory of Light. And it's one of the more searching performances, you might say, that she gives. Very textbook rolls of the ball over the body segments, and then the chaîné turns under the throw and an unsighted catch. And this is the Raffaelli turn. Develops it out nicely. Good start for Onofrichuk in this quarterfinal. And now we will have the response. Daniela Munitz of Israel is very good with the ball. Was one of her international calling cards last year. This routine from Onofrichuk just given will put her under pressure. How will she respond?
giornata particolare. Si inizia con un buon caffè. L'amore in città e c'è un profumo di donne. Dai. La coppia più bella del mondo. La vita è bella.
I get about to account with the sounds of the hundreds of thousands plus. Dumbfounded, all of astounded, done with the bound and the founders. Yup. Seek to define, I won't be denied. Hope he's inclined to help me bring you the bread of significance. Just know you'll be better for listening. One of a kind, so there's no mimics. Go get it, ain't running the mill, so there's no limit. Take my word to be better for listening.
Daniela Munitz of Israel, the 8th strongest in the qualification in the all-around here. And some small problems in that routine with the ball. There was, during a dance step sequence, what looked like a little almost concentration error, a slight bobbling of the ball, very slight. And then about 10 seconds afterwards, a momentary loss of the control of the ball. But as ever, her difficulty is just supreme. Catch unsighted with the legs, without the hands, in handstand, all of those things contributing to that apparatus difficulty. Good balance positions as well. Absolutely no problems with the rolls over the body segments either. She is the European bronze medalist with this apparatus from 2024.
Dörtte bir final mahallesin ilk cütünün galibi. Ondan sonra çok Taysya, Ukrayna.
And so quite clear the result with this one. Taisha Onofrichuk, 28.2, another monster score for the young Ukrainian. 26.05 for Daniela Munitz, with a few slight deductions here and there scattered throughout that performance. So Munitz is eliminated, and we have our first semifinalist in Taisha Onofrichuk. And what of Sofia Raffaelli, the champion with the ball here? The Italian has debuted this year a brand new ball routine to music from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Enjoy it. This is good fun.
Making Christmas. Making Christmas. Making Christmas. Making Christmas. Making Christmas. This time, and won't the children be surprised? It's ours this time. I don't believe what's happening to me. My fantasy. Now that's all wrong. This thing will never make a present. It's been dead for much too long. Try something fresh or something pleasant. My fantasy.
It's a different, almost theatrical side to Sofia Raffaelli. Very playful, almost comedic, I should say, in her work with this new ball routine. A bit of levity in her program. Raffaelli comes from Chiara Valle near the Adriatic coast on the eastern coastline of Italy. And she did have problems with her hoop routine, but she has gotten through it. Problems happened in the qualification round with the ball. There has been no difficulties. And once again, just such wonderful expression, such interesting choreography. Her opponent in this cross battle is Alexandra Shalueva, the 15-year-old from Bulgaria. She carried in 23.15 with the ball. She'll be looking to improve that score with this performance.
We broke up a month ago. All the sunlight of our past. But she's so sweet, she's so pretty. Does she mean you forgot about me? Oh, I hope you're happy, but not like how you were with me. I'm selfish, I know. Can't let you go. So find someone great, but don't find no one better. I hope you're happy, but don't be happier. And do you tell her she's the most beautiful girl you'll never meet? Remember when I believed you meant it when you said it first to me? I hope you're happy. I think of me fondly when your hands are on her. I hope you're happy, but don't be happier. Happy, just not like how you were with me. I hope you're happy, but don't be happier.
To the music of Happier by Olivia Rodriguez. This is Alexandra Shalueva of Bulgaria. Just got her hand around the ball on that final grasp. Well done to her. There were one or two slightly nervous moments in this routine, including one place where it looked like she might have actually abruptly aborted a throw. But for the most part, she does a very nice job of covering up the little things. And that is so important in rhythmic gymnastics. Beautiful back scale pivot. She has all of the components of a very strong, emerging international class competitor. Fouette turns extremely secure. Both gymnasts waiting for the scores to come in, and it is a clear victory for Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. 28.1 for the 21-year-old from the Adriatic coast, 23.1 for Alexandra Shalueva, who will no doubt take a lot from this competition. It's not every day that you're 15 years old and you have to go against a world champion and an Olympic medalist in a head-to-head format. So Raffaelli will advance, as will Taisha Onofrichuk. And we are straight into the next cross battle. Here, representing Romania, is Andreea Verdes.
Je suis le saut, je suis l'envol, je suis la rive. Et s'il le faut, je serai l'idole de ce qui m'arrive. Pour donner de la force à mes traits, les défauts comme mes qualités, je vais les aimer, les accepter, les amadouer, les assumer. Voilà, je n'ai pas de plus beau profil, maintenant c'est de face ou de pile, mais c'est tout entier. Moi, je m'attendais pas au moment qu'on me dise comment faire dans ce monde, car personne sait vraiment. Je m'attendais pas évidemment qu'on me dise comment faire en amour. Depuis que j'essaye d'en faire le tour, je cours à nos folies, nos rêves, nos chances. C'est l'heure de nos envies. Quel rêve, quelle danse sur nos cœurs. Ce désordre-là, c'est pas rien, c'est mon cœur tout entier, c'est le mien, prends en soin. Peur de faire bien, comme il faut, comme ils font, sans défaut, sans raison, pendant que j'entends du fond gronder. Nos folies, nos rêves, nos chances, c'est l'heure de nos envies. Et quel rêve, et quelle danse sur nos peurs. À nos folies, nos rêves, nos chances, c'est l'heure de nos envies. Et quel rêve, et quelle danse sur nos peurs.
Fueled by passion. That is a lights out performance from Andreea Verdes of Romania. The 24-year-old, so highly experienced, but has she ever looked better in international competition? The question demands to be asked. Two very, very good routines from Romania's Andreea Verdes. So complete in terms of composition, choreography, performance, the artistic qualities that the judges are really looking for, the movements in harmony with the music, the body expression, the dance steps, the sense of story development. She really has all of that, and in really generous portions. And of course, technically she's solid. The difficulty is there. And so that certainly has set the cat among the pigeons somewhat and given Polina Karika of Ukraine a real challenge to meet. The 19-year-old is very capable, especially with this apparatus. A place in the semifinal? Well, it is not mission impossible for Polina Karika of Ukraine. Her score with the hoop in qualification, 28.05. That was nearly 2 points higher than what Andreea Verdes scored. And that is all that matters at this phase of the competition, just being able to reproduce a number something like that. And she may well have done it. This routine builds on itself. Every apparatus difficulty is a bit more complex than the one that came before it. And in the last 30 or 40 seconds, when you hear the music, the theme, so well known for Mission Impossible, it's when that exercise really takes flight. Excellent control displayed, difficulty as well. Again, the unsighted catch, the catch on the floor, the catch with something without the hands. All of it contributes. Really wonderful performances from both gymnasts, but indeed, it is Polina Karika who comes out on top. 27.35 for the Ukrainian, and an improved score compared to her qualification for Andrea Verdes. But unfortunately for Verdes, her competition ends here, and it is Polina Karika who will advance. Reason to wave the flag of Ukraine. One last quarterfinal cross battle still remains, and that is the matter of Lola Jureva of Uzbekistan against Liane Rona of Israel. Here performing with the hoop now is 15-year-old Lola Jureva after a name-making performance with the ball. The performance quality for a 15-year-old is just outstanding. This is Lola Jureva of Uzbekistan. She comes from Tashkent. Remember her name. Once again, she makes great use of the ring position in that opening pivot, and then goes right into the turning leaps. Decent amount of amplitude. She performed to the Dance of the Knights from Romeo and Juliet, revisiting a classic. Again, there's a really theatrical quality. She brings her choreography to life. Very well done. Well, a challenge has been set to Liane Rona, but she's well up to it. She's the silver medalist with the hoop here in Baku earlier this week. 28.4 was the score she posted. So she's more than capable. Let's see if she can just hit it. There were some dazzling moments in that exercise from Liane Rona of Israel with the hoop. But there was also one place where she had a clear trajectory error, having to take about 3 steps in order to be able to re-grasp the hoop after a throw. But in terms of the scoring, she did have quite a cushion compared to Lorla Jurieva in the preliminary rounds. Her score 28.4, Jurieva 26.1. So I think we're going to see a score that is lower than 28.4, but it still might be enough to beat her young Uzbekistani rival. But it's all in the hands of the judges now. And all we can do is just enjoy the magnificent work of Liane Rona with the hoop. There was the point, and you see it's clear that she has to regroup and go back. Covers up for it well afterwards, but no denying that a penalty will be taken for that. And finally, it is Lola Jurieva with the routine of her young life so far, 28.95. She defeats Liane Rona, and that may be the biggest surprise of this cross battle yet. But we are only halfway through. Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan defeating Liane Rona of Israel, and with one of the highest scores of the competition over the entire week here at the European Cup in Baku. She has shown what she is capable of. So the semifinals field is set. From 16, we are down to 4. Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. That was expected. Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. Certainly that was also expected. Polina Karika of Ukraine has performed very strongly so far. And then the surprise, 15-year-old Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan. We will have a short break before moving on to the semifinals and then the final 2, but enjoy the performances on the carpet in the interim. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Dostlar, get-gedə artıq yekunlaşdırıq. Birazdan yarı final mərhələmiz başlayır. Ümumiyyətlə, bu əzimkar mübarizəyə görə biz qonaqpərvər xalqıq. Gəlin bir idmançıların hər birini bir qəşəng ürəkdən alqışlayaq. Kimin favoriti var? Kim fikirləşir ki, mənim favoritim qalib olacaq? Var mı elə fikirləşənlər? Gəl zəhmət olmasa, balaca xanım, yaxınlaşın, bəli, yaxınlaşın. Soruşaq görək, kimə azda çeşid edirsiniz və kimin qalib olmasını istəyirsiniz? Siz də idmançı xanımsınız. Kimə azda çeşid edirsiniz?
Kamila Seyidzadə.
Kamila Seyidzadə, amma təəssüf, çox təəssüf ki, yarın final mərhələsinə keçmədi. Amma o hələ gəncdir, onda hər şey qarşıdadır. O inşallah qismət olar, Avropa çempionu olar, dünya çempionu olar, Olimpiya çempionu olar. Amma 4-də 1 final mərhələsinə keçən kimləri azda çeşid edirsiniz? Taisaya. Başqa Taisaya azda çeşid edilənlər var? Bəli, buyurun xanım. Yaxınlaşın sizin də təəssüratlarınızda işlək. Okay. Gamar Çoban Maria.
Gamar Çoban.
Who is your favorite gymnast? Who is win today?
Sofia Rafael.
Thank you very much. Başqa balaca xanım. Buyurun, siz kim azda çeşid edirsiniz?
Sofia Rafael.
Sofia Rafael. Aferin sənə. Çilli gəldi, amma tilli yoxdur. Tilli hardadır? Çilli burada, tilli yoxdur. Vay, vay, vay. Buyurun.
Taisa Onporçuk.
Taisa, əla. Buyurun. Əla. Buyurun, siz eşidək.
Sofia Rafaelli.
Təşəkkürlər, buyurun.
Taisia. Sofia Rafael. Taisia Naprichuk. Sofia Rafaelli. Sofia Rafaelli. Taisia.
Taisa, aferin.
Stiliana Nikolova and Taisia Naprichuk. Taisia Naprichuk. Me. Zeyzadova Kamila.
Təşəkkürlər. Hamıya xoş sürətlər arz edirik dostlar. Birazdan yarın final mərhələmiz başlayır. Gəlin bir daha yarın finalçılarımızı bir qəşəng alqışlayaq.
Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, take my arm and make me happy. Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, take my arm and make me
Lots of love in this arena for Sofia Raffaelli, Taisha Onofrichuk, and many others. This is a Baku crowd that knows its rhythmic gymnastics. And they cannot wait to see, like us, what happens in the next 2 rounds. The semifinals and finals in the European Cup in rhythmic gymnastics coming up in just a few moments.
Əziz dostlar, indi isə yarım final mərhələsinə yüksəlmiş gimnastları sizə təqdim edirik. Dear friends, please welcome the gymnasts qualified for semi-final cross battle. In the blue side, Onofrichuk, Taisha, you Ukraine!
From 16, we are down to 4.
Raffaele, Sofia,
The first cross battle pits arguably the two strongest gymnasts at this competition, Taisha Onofrichuk and Sofia Raffaelli, both performing with the clubs, but only one will advance to the final.
In the blue side, Palina, Karika, Ukraine!
And their opponent, whoever does advance, will be one of these two gymnasts, 19-year-old Polina Karika of Ukraine. And the surprise of this competition, 15-year-old Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan. You have just been introduced to the new European Cup champion. She is one of the 4 that have been presented, but which one? We'll begin to find that out in just a moment. It's the head-to-head that you have been looking forward to potentially for days. Taisha Onofrichuk going one-on-one with Sofia Raffaelli with the clubs. Both gymnasts highly accomplished with this apparatus. And we will begin with Taisha Onofrichuk, the 2024 Olympian, with one of the 2 new routines that she has presented in 2025.
Take a breath and go for yours on my command. Now hit the dance floor. It's gonna make you sweat till you bleed. Is that open up? Indeed, I paid the price to control the dice. I'm more precise. To the point, I'm nice. The music takes control. Your heart and soul unfold. Your body is free and behold. Ooh.
Let's go! Ho! Let's go! Make it hot! Come on!
The 90s Dance Party brought to you by CNC Music Factory and Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. But it was not a routine completely without its flaws. This is really the first time that we have seen Onofrichuk blink during this competition. The errors were small, but they will probably make it such that she is not able to meet the 28.3 point score that she posted in the qualification round. Good fouette turns, good mechanics as ever with Onofrichuk. But clubs, it's complicated. There are 2 of them, and that makes double the apparatus to keep a hold of, to keep track of. And there were 2, maybe even 3 times in the routine where one of them kind of got the better of Onofrichuk, including right at the end. So we will see. We will see indeed. The stage has been set for Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, the Olympic all-around bronze medalist. And she can be brilliant with the clubs.
ciato di lume cori l'amore mia se tu ai e moru moru moru moru e ciato di lume cori l'amore mia se tu la la la la la la yarai rai yara yarai rai rai yarai rai rai yarai rai rai rai Cotino dissi a te Nicuzza lo cuore mi scricchia e ai e moru moru moru moru e ciato di lume cori l'amore mio sei tu e ciato di lume cori l'amore mio sei tu Lo primo amore lo feci con te amato schifiosa ti sta scordando a mia e faci moru moru e ciato di lume cori l'amore mio sei tu l'amore mio sei tu
Sofia Raffaelli of Italy finishing her performance with the clubs. And it is not the most jubilant expression that she carries off the floor with her. She will know that there was one slight mistake when she misplaced a club in the middle of the apparatus, in the middle of the routine. And this too is a new routine for 2025. Raffaelli has given us so many memorable moments, particularly with this apparatus. When she first came to prominence in 2021, it was because of her club's routine to music from Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, a routine that just blew people away for its expressivity. And she's carried that on throughout the years. There is the Raffaelli turn that she pioneered. It's very difficult work, this, all of it. Throwing the clubs at different times. So we have neither gymnast that gave the performance that perhaps she knows she can give. And finally, it is Raffaelli who goes through. Taisha Onofrichuk's competition ends with 27.05. With the clubs, Raffaelli gets 27.3, and so she will contend for the European Cup title with the ribbon, a very tried and true apparatus for her. Our first finalist, Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. And there is just the little matter to be decided of who Raffaelli will be facing in the final. It could well be her. Polina Karika of Ukraine takes to the carpet with the clubs. Important performance for her, this.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Polina Kerika of Ukraine. How good is she going to be feeling after this performance with the clubs? Well, we'll be able to tell you that in just a few moments. Just one slight concentration error in the routine that did lead to the loss of a club. But for the most part, it was a very confident showcase of what she is capable of. Very nice small throws and asymmetric throws. And just right there. Oh, it's a shame. But this is what can happen. And we see it over and over again with the clubs. It's always complicated. And now, what of Lola Jurieva, the 15-year-old from Tashkent, in the biggest competition of her life, with a chance to advance to the final? Here we go.
She said, hello, hey Joe, wanna give it a go? Gitchy, gitchy, da. Gitchy, gitchy, yeah. Mocha chocolate, Creole lady marmalade.
Everybody can pass.
One thing is clear, you are looking at a contender, not just here at the European Cup, but potentially at the European Championships, at World Cups, and who knows from there. This has been a breakout day for Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan. Looking at the numbers, in qualification with the clubs, Jurieva had 26.35. Polina Kerika had 26.75, but Kerika had a momentary loss of the clubs. And Jurieva, bolstered really by the two routines that she's already performed, and this has a real chance at being the person who goes up against Sofia Raffaelli in the final. It might be very close. But above all that, we have a new face on the international scene, and it's very exciting. Kerika or Jurieva? For one, their competition finishes here, and it will be Lola Jurieva facing Sofia Raffaelli in the European Cup final. What a day she is having. Just 15 years old from Uzbekistan. She will wake up tomorrow and the rhythmic gymnastics community, world gymnastics community, will be talking about her. And 29.25, the first gymnast to hit 29, to break the 29 barrier in this competition. She has gotten better and better and better. What a final this is going to be. Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, the expected contender, and Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan, the big surprise. It's all going to come down to ribbon, and that will begin in just a few moments. For now, pop the kettle on, go and use the toilet if you need to, and certainly come back and enjoy the wonderful performance with the Silks here in Baku. It's an exhibition, and the final is coming up.
You're vicious, and I say you're suspicious. You keep dreaming and dark scheming, yeah you do. I feel like I'm drowning. You're holding me down and you're killing me slow, slow, slow. I feel like I'm drowning. It's so plastic and it's tragic just for you. I don't know what the hell you gonna do when your looks start depleting and your friends all start leaving. You're so plastic and it's tragic just for you. I feel like I'm drowning. You're holding me down and you're killing me slow, slow, slow. I feel like I'm drowning. Okay, yeah. Just when you're not around me, my life's okay. Just when you're not around me, my life's okay. Just when you're not around me, my life's okay. I feel like I'm drowning. You're holding me down and you're killing me slow, slow, slow. I feel like I'm drowning.
Teşekkürler.
I think this is one of probably the biggest competition I've been yet, and I think it's really just amazing. About 4 years ago, I was watching other girls on this competition, and I was thinking to myself, I would be so happy to be here, and now I'm here, so I'm just really happy.
So happy to be here, to be honest. I wish to everyone the best of luck, and let's enjoy our beautiful kind of sport.
It's showtime in Baku. The theater is the National Gymnastics Arena, and the stage is the carpet that has been laid under the lights of this magnificent space just at the edge of the city center. Baku on the Caspian Sea, an absolute jewel of Europe. And we are looking at some of the absolute jewels of rhythmic gymnastics. The experienced veterans, as well as the very promising newcomers. And that's a great way to describe the duel that we are going to see in the final of this European Cup in rhythmic gymnastics. The cross battles started with 16 competitors. Well, from 16, we are down to just 2. One we know very well, Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, the world champion, the European champion, the Olympic bronze medalist. And one we have really just begun to know today. She is Lola Jurieva from Uzbekistan, just 15 years old, hails from the city of Tashkent, and she has made an enormous impression in this competition. There is just the ribbon left to perform with. And in a few minutes' time, once those performances have come and gone and the judges have done their evaluations, we will know who the 2025 European Cup champion is. In the crowd here, plenty of young gymnasts, no doubt inspired by the performances that they have seen, some of them perhaps dreaming of walking this carpet themselves one day. And in the tribunes, the judges and the technical officials waiting to evaluate. It's a very intricate process, evaluating rhythmic gymnastics. You have panels that are looking at body difficulty and apparatus difficulty and execution, all of them watching the same routine, but marking for different things. So much love for the sport of rhythmic gymnastics in this building and in this nation.
Attention please, we kindly ask all gymnasts who took part in the cross battle to proceed to the training hall.
Competition set to begin in just a few moments' time. It's the grand finale at the European Cup. But from every competitor that we have seen, there has been so much to enjoy and so much to anticipate. Coming up 1 month from today, the European Championships begin in Tallinn. For Estonia, it will be their first time hosting the Rhythmic Gymnastics Euros. And we are already buzzing with anticipation at how good it is going to be. Estonia, of course, a longtime host of the Miss Valentine competition in Tartu. It's the sort of unofficial season opener for the international season. Attracts many of the strongest gymnasts in the world. And generally all of the very best in Estonia. It's a wonderful window to rhythmic gymnastics, as is this. This is a competition, the European Cup, that began just last year here in Baku. This is its second edition. And it has gained immensely in notoriety. The cross battles format has made so many people sort of stand up and evaluate and reevaluate the way that rhythmic gymnastics competitions are conducted. It's a very exciting format. It changes the tactics somewhat for rhythmic gymnasts and their coaches and their team in terms of how you potentially go about constructing a winning performance. It also maybe takes a little of the pressure off potentially The all-around competition, usually it's based on 4 routines and you have to do every routine absolutely perfectly or as best as you possibly can. And that's a lot of pressure throughout an entire competition. Well, this format is more of a one-on-one. It's almost like a tennis match, if you will, where one competitor is going to emerge as slightly better than the other one with that performance that they give. And so maybe for the gymnasts, one way to look at it is that you don't have to be absolutely perfect. You don't have to give the best routine you've ever given in your life, although that's always the objective. But you just have to edge the competitor who stands and sits beside you in the kiss and cry. So much to reflect upon in terms of rhythmic gymnastics here in Baku based on what we have seen, and we have not finished seeing all of the fireworks. Sofia Raffaelli has a new ribbon routine this year. She's been performing to El Tango de Roxanne, and it suits her marvelously. And as for Lola Jurjeva, well, we are going to see. She has certainly been the surprise of this competition. The junior Asian champion twice over with the clubs in 2023 and with the ball in 2024. This is her first year as a senior. Again, she is just 15 years old. But what a European Cup debut she has had. The famous Flame Towers, one of the markers of the skyline of Baku.
Going to be for the third place. Please welcome in the blue side, Karika Palina, Ukraine.
We've talked a lot about the battle for the gold medal, but first there is the small matter of the duel for the bronze. It will be Polina Karika, the 19-year-old from Ukraine. Her opponent here is going to be Taisha Onofrichuk, also of Ukraine. It's a Ukraine battle for the bronze. So we know the destination of the medal, if not the name of the gymnast who will possess it. The bronze medal final in this cross battle at the 2025 European Cup is about to begin. Polina Karika of Ukraine against her teammate, Taisha Onofrichuk. First onto the carpet is Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. The 16-year-old will be performing a marvelous routine to Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Enjoy.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. On the little underline, on the little underline, on the little underline, on the little underline. He traveled all around the world and everywhere he went, he'd use his word and all would say, there goes a clever gent.
When Dukes and Martha Rogers pass a time of day with me, I say respect her word and leave me off me out to tea.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. My father gave me nails that week, told me I was bad. But then one day I learned a word to say, create the nose.
The biggest word you've ever heard, and this is how it goes. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious.
For example,
Yes?
it's Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Delightful. Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, just days away from her 17th birthday, the gold medalist here with the hoop, with the clubs, and yes, with this apparatus, the ribbon. And maybe the bronze medalist in the European Cup overall. We will wait and see. Every now and again, a gymnast and their team manages to create a routine, a piece of choreography that just suits them so well that it reaches iconic status. And with this supercalifragilisticexpialidocious routine, Taisha Onofrichuk has achieved that. It's a routine that will be remembered and talked about for years to come. In this particular outing, it wasn't absolutely perfect. We saw the drop of the ribbon momentarily. There will be a deduction for that, but it will be a slight one because she didn't have to take many steps or go out of bounds in order to retrieve it. Does that open the door a bit for this woman? 19-year-old Polina Karika of Ukraine has a shot at the European Cup bronze medal, but it depends on how well she can perform this routine with the ribbon. Here we are.
I've got a heavy date. A tete-a-tete at eight. Oh, spico-tico, tell me, is it getting late? If I'm on time, cuckoo. But if I'm late, woo. The one my heart has gone to may not want to wait. For just a birdie, and a birdie who goes nowhere. He knows of every lover's lane, and how to go there. Yes, in affairs of the heart, my tico's terribly smart. He tells me gently, sentimentally, from the start. Oh, hear my little tico calling. Because the time is right, and shades of night are falling. I love that not so cuckoo in the clock. Oh, tico. Oh, tico, tico, he's the cuckoo in my clock. And when he says cuckoo, it means it's time to woo. It's tico time for all the lovers in the block. I hear my little tico calling, because the time is right and shades of night are falling. I love it not so cuckoo in the clock. Oh, tico, talk. For just a birdie and a birdie who goes nowhere. He knows that every lover's lane and how to go there. He's in the face of the heart, but he sent me spotty, sent me bizarre. Oh, I hear my little tico calling. Time is right and shades of night are falling. I love not so cuckoo in the clock. Oh, tico, talk.
Polina Karika of Ukraine performing to Tico Tico by K.T. Sullivan with the ribbon. It's true that there were 2 or 3 places in this routine where the errors were quite clear. But nonetheless, for her to have gotten to this point, the bronze medal final at the European Cup, that is quite an achievement. In addition to that, she won the bronze medal with the hoop here. She was also 5th with the ball. Very experienced for her 19 years, having competed twice at the World Championships. And somebody who's been reputed for the elegance with which she performs. She brings great presence to this ribbon routine, as she does with all of the apparatus. There's a more playful look for her than some of the routines that we've seen. And wonderful side scale pivot. And this is where it all went a bit wrong. The throw through the cartwheel. But she picks up the replacement apparatus, and on she goes. Looks like she tried to repeat the element where she had the mistake. That would be important for her difficulty, because the difficulty won't be awarded if there is a major fault with the element. But it didn't quite go her way there either. But no matter, she carries on. And it also looks like she has lost her slipper. You see her left foot, and the slipper is actually dangling. The gymnasts wear those so that it makes the pivots easier for them on the carpet. So that's something that certainly will have been distracting her through the rest of the routine, including through these dance steps. But well done to her for not letting it really throw her off her game. Traditional Azerbaijani work on display. And in the cross battles, the battle for the bronze. No surprise there. Taisha Onofrichuk with 26.25, topping her teammate Polina Karika, who received 21.8 with the ribbon. The bronze medal has been decided, but the gold has not. We move on to that battle, the final battle of this European Cup, the cross battles individual competition, and the two who remain. What an interesting matchup this is, too.
In the red side, sorry. In the red side, Sofia Poliska. And in the red side, Zureva Lola from Uzbekistan.
Sofia Rafaeli, the 21-year-old European world champion and Olympic bronze medalist, meets Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan, the 15-year-old who is just beginning her senior career. Junior Asian champion on 2 separate occasions, Jurieva, but this is a whole new level, and she has been thriving. Breaking the 29-point barrier, Jurieva. On this, the final day of the European Cup. And so we wonder, can she do it once more? The ribbon is a complicated apparatus, but Jurieva has been getting stronger and stronger. However, Sofia Rafaeli, while her credentials are very well established, she's fantastic with the ribbon. So it's all to play for, and we have a real competition. Up first, Italy's Sofia Rafaeli, a world champion with the ribbon, and the Olympic bronze medalist. The music here, El Tango de Roxanne. This is a new routine for 2025.
His eyes upon my face, his hand upon my hand, his lips caress my skin. He's more than I can stand. He says he loves you.
Sofia Rafaeli, and that was quite a performance to end on. The Paris 2024 bronze medalist came to this European Cup, still getting used to some of her new routines. And she has had quite a competition. The champion with the ball. And this was just great. There's such originality and innovation with so many of the things that she does with the ribbon. Fantastic combination here. The pre-acrobatic element sending the ribbon into the air, and then the chaîné turns, the lateral movement down to the ground as she regrasps, and a little cabriole to end, because why not? And there is her turn, the Raffaelli pivot. Because it wouldn't be a Sofia Raffaelli ribbon routine without it. And now, what of Lola Jurieva of Kazakhstan? 15 years old, in her first major international final, and with a chance to win it all.
Lift me up. Oh, keep me close, safe and sound.
The composure is just outstanding. Representing Uzbekistan, Lola Jurieva, what a competition it has been here in Baku at the European Cup for her.
Dear friends, Lola Juraeva is a talented rhythm
She
singer
has
from Uzbekistan,
made
born to the
such
top
an impact, regardless of whether it is gold or silver in this final for her. She has announced herself to not just the Europeans, but the world as a contender. And she remained very cool in this routine, just doing what she has to do. Really wonderful, that, combining the ring position and the pivot with a twirl of the ribbon, but not using her hands. Thrilling debut from Lola Jurieva here. And we are about to have the verdict. And it is Sofia Raffaelli who wins the gold medal final in cross battles at this European Cup. 28.7 the score for Raffaelli, 27.25. Extremely respectable from Lola Jurieva, and hugs all around from the champion and the silver medalist. What a performance in this gold medal final from Sofia Raffaelli, really digging deep because Jurieva mounted such a strong challenge, particularly with the ball and with the clubs. A 28.7, an astonishingly good score for Raffaelli. The competitor in her clearly came out in this final. And so the top three, bronze to Taisha Onofrichuk, silver to Lola Jurieva, and gold, the European Cup title, to Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. We'll be bringing you the medal ceremonies in just a few moments. It has been a thoroughly entertaining week of gymnastics in Baku, hasn't it? Honoring the champions is what is yet to come. Please do stay with us.
I think this is one of probably the biggest competition I've been yet, and I think it's really just amazing. About 4 years ago, I was watching other girls on this competition, and I was thinking to myself, I would be so happy to be here, and now I'm here, so I'm just really happy.
So happy to be here, to be honest. I wish to everyone the best of luck, and let's enjoy our beautiful kind of sport.
Aziz dostlar, hörmətli xanımlar və bəylər, bir qədər sonra çarpaz qarşılaşma yarışının mükafatlandırma mərasimi başlayacaq. Hanımlar ve cənablar, bədii gimnastika üzrə Avropa Kubokunun mükafatlandırma mərasimine hoş gelmişsiniz.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the award ceremony of the European Cup in Rhythmic Gymnastics. Please welcome the gymnasts.
It is now time for the victory ceremony in the individual cross battles at the European Cup in Rhythmic Gymnastics. From the initial field of 16 competitors, 3 stood out as the best, proving themselves over the course of the competition. But now we take time to honor the others who finished in the top 10.
Mükafatlandırma mərasimine başlayırıq.
Award ceremony for senior individuals cross battle. In 16th place, Seyitsade Kamila, Azerbaijan. In 15th place, Nesterova Michelle, Uzbekistan. In 14th place, Westner Hanna Panna, Hungary. In 13th place, Lika Amalia, Romania. In 12th place, Vasilevich Valeria, Estonia. In 11th place, Fanny Pignitsky, Hungary. In 10th place, Dragas Tara, Italy. In 9th place, Malinova Dara, Bulgaria. The coupons for prize money are presented by
The 9th through 16th place competitors at this European Cup in Rhythmic Gymnastics.
Congratulations!
Tebrik ederim. Bədii gimnastika üzrə Avropa Kubokunda fərdi gimnastların çarpaz qarşılaşmaları üzrə.
And now the competitors who finished just below the podium.
Continuing award ceremony for senior individuals cross battles. In 8th place, Shalueva Alexandra, Bulgaria. In 7th place, Muniz Daniela, Israel. In 6th place, Verdes Andrea, Romania. In 5th place, Rona Lian, Israel. The coupons for prize money are presented by Rena Starchevich, President of Gymnastics Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Congratulations!
Tebrik ederim.
And now we come to the top four. Marvelous from each of them.
Ferdi gimnastların çarpaz karşılaşmalar üzere mükafatlandırma merasimine devam edelim.
We continue award ceremony for senior individuals cross battles. Fourth place, Karika Palina, Ukraine. Third place and
The fourth place to Polina Karika of Ukraine. She competed so well.
Second place and
The bronze medal to Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine.
Gold medal
To Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan, the silver medal, and what a debut.
Italy.
And the champion of the European Cup 2025, the cross battles, belongs to Sofia Raffaelli of Italy.
Alvaro Souza, Executive Committee member of the European Gymnastics. Eliso Pedashvili, Rhythmic Gymnastics Technical Committee President of the European Gymnastics. And Kristina Todorova, Rhythmic Gymnastics Technical Committee member of the European
This is far
Gymnastics.
from the first time that Taisha Onofrichuk has found herself on a podium. This week in Baku, she won 3 of the 4 individual apparatus. But what a moment for her, Lola Jurieva, the silver medalist. An absolutely stunning debut at the European Cup.
Italy.
And we have seen Sofia Raffaelli of Italy on so many podiums. It's always an occasion to celebrate.
Congratulations.
Tebrik ederim.
We are proud to announce that the first place will be awarded the European Cup.
The victory podium at the 2025 European Cup in rhythmic gymnastics. The gold medal won by Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, silver to Lola Jurieva of Uzbekistan, and bronze to Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, joined on the podium by her friend and training partner Polina Karika, the 4th place finisher. Congratulations to all. What a brilliant, well-fought competition it has been. And what a week of gymnastics here in Baku at the magnificent gymnastics arena, the National Gymnastics Arena.
Çok sağ olun, sağ olun. Helali.
And with this, competition at the European Cup comes to a close. We certainly hope that you have enjoyed the 2025 edition and that you will join us again at the European Championships in Tallinn, which begin 1 month from today. So for the moment, it is goodbye, but certainly not farewell. Take care.